Welcome back, storytellers. It's Joshua Dub Proctor, and today is Sunday, and that means we're going to be reading your comments and all your comments based on last week's question, which was if you could tell any story you wanted to with no budget or any limitations to how you could tell a story, what would it be and why, and how would it explain the story? But if you want to participate in next week's video, a question for next week would be, what is your most controversial movie take and why? Explain maybe some story and your own personality, why that story really connects to you deeply. But without further ado, let's get into your stories and what you have got. As for making a story, I've had an idea that's been brewing in my head for a while. It's a comedy movie which involves two polar opposites, debating on whether it's differences in politics or Christian versus atheist, who end up taking part in a social experiment that both the more the experiment plays into their minds and learn to appreciate one another by the end of the story. Quite intriguing, really enjoyed the different polar opposite, and that can make for really good antagonists and protagonists that are actually morally right in their own means, that sort of defeats the idea of protagonist and antagonist. It's sort of a neutral ground where you're picking sides, sort of like Captain America Civil War. If I could make one story with no budget or limits, I would honestly go with an anime that I've been wanting to create for years now. The title of it would be Modern Day Samurai, and it would be set in today's age about a boy named Seiko Hanamura, a character I've already come up with, who becomes a samurai and vows to kill a ruthless tyrant when they murder his family. That's really intriguing. I love this sort of samurai type of story. I haven't watched too many movies. I need to get into Last Samurai or other Seven Samurai and other films like that. Really need to get invested in those sort of stories myself. If I could make one story with no budget or limits, I would definitely go out for an all-out live-action Spider-Man series, following him from his junior year of high school all until the end of when he becomes a father. It's always been a dream of mine, and I hope one day someday I'm able to make it a reality, even if it isn't me. I would definitely love to see that yourself, whether it is from you. I'd love to see you become a director or anything you wish to be, but I don't follow the comics too much and know he becomes a father or not, but overall, that sounds like quite an interesting story that I love this Spider-Man series. And if I could make a film with an unlimited budget, it could be a live-action, inspirational adventure about valuing how strong the main characters truly are. A bit vague, but I still do appreciate what it's going for, exploring how strong. It's definitely the start of an idea that sounds quite creative. And for my new story idea that I would sort of have, though I'm writing a story right there, you can check out my video on that, I'm going to reveal a sort of bucket list sort of idea that I want this Centaur central story that's based on this fantasy world, but they're mostly all based on Centaur characters, because we haven't really seen that at all from books or movies. If you know of any, let me know down in comments, but I really want to be on that basis of writing a Centaur explored story, because it's human enough, but it's a unique sort of character within the fantasy world that I would love to write a fantasy book over sometime in the future. So that's just going to be it for all these questions. Make sure to comment down below if you want to participate in next week's video. What is your most controversial music take and the story behind it, how it connects to your story and your personality as a being. Thank you for watching, and hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Reading Your Comments. Bye for now.